Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is April the 23rd, 2020, and I am feeling good this morning. Man, oh man. Maybe it's, I was just slick jamming. I was listening to, Marcus Rogers, that doggone dripping, got a sister all hype or whatever. But, I would share, music on here with you all. Like, that was the plan, but obviously I can't share it, I guess, and have sponsors or something. And so, that's unfortunate though, cause I would share it with you all so y'all can, get on my level. No, I was kidding. But you know what I'm saying, so we can be on the same page. But yeah, go check him out. I'm enjoying that new album of his. So yeah, go check it out. But anywho, friends, let's get into our daily dose of inspiration. So, I was thinking today, the topic is God first. God first, friends. I've definitely seen the effect of putting God first in my life. I've seen it, I would say even more recently. I feel like I've been definitely, actively trying to put God first. And I'm definitely seeing results, and I just wanted to share that with you all, and hopefully encourage and inspire you on your journey and walk. Amen, as they say. So basically I want to just kind of think about some ways that we could do this. Like, how can we actively put God first in our lives? So, one way is to present our problems in prayer. Phillipians 4:6-7 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Friends, that pretty much sums up the whole situation for you all today. But yeah, putting that verse into action, praying about all the things that are going on. Of course, God knows what's going on in your life. He already knows. However, taking that time out to present it to Him and just being like, all right, Lord, well, this is my problem. This is what I'm going through. This is what, I need. And don't get the genie wish list out. I ain't talking about that. I'm just saying incorporating God into your life. So much so where it's like, Lord, what do you want me to do with this? Or, hey, okay, I see that you're presenting me with this or that. What would you have me do? That type of prayer and going to God in that type of way and putting Him first is only gonna give you, as the verses say, it's gonna give you that peace that surpasses all understanding and everything like that. So that is one way that we can put God first. Let's see, another way that we can put God first. Let's see, what do I got here? I think I put everything all willy-nilly. Let's see. Yeah. So when in doubt, remember God's words and promises. So yeah, that's the thing, as you read and everything like that, that can help you for those times where you get hit with those things that don't make sense, or those things that try to get in your way, those stumbling blocks. Just remember God's words and promises. For example, here's one right here in Psalms 37:5. It says, "Commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in Him, and He shall bring it to pass." It didn't say, it said, and He shall bring it to pass. So again, like, if you put that in your heart and remember that in those times, that is a way that you can put God first in your life. Keep going. Let's see. Make His will your will. That's probably one of my main things that I learned throughout my life, to make His will my will. Like, well, Lord, like, whatever you want to do at this point. Because, I know we go through life and we think about all the things that we want and we need and everything like that. But at the end of the day, now this may be too deep for some of y'all. I don't know. But at the end of the day, nothing really matters but, God, His will, and Yeah, because I mean, basically when you're on the deathbed, you're like, that's what you're thinking about. You're thinking about, where you're going, and you're probably thinking about your family, but that's probably it, so nothing else really matters, friends. And so that's when we get that in our minds and we understand that, then we can go to God and say, hey, Lord, what would you have me do? Like, I can't explain it no better than that. I say I've exercised this in my life, but we'll get into my little, my little take backs from all of this. But, make his will your will. Because in Proverbs 16:3, it says, commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. So again, friends, there's a lot of verses that commemorate that and go alongside that. But, that's just one to just kind of point out that, once we commit our ways to the Lord, following his will, seeing what he wants from us and everything like that, it say, what was that? It will be established. Now, friends, another thing that we can do to put God first is take some time with him daily. Man, I won't get into my personal right now. I might get in a few minutes. Let me go ahead and get to the word right here. It says here in Matthew 6:6, but thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to the Father, which is in secret. Thy Father, which seeth in secret, shall reward thee openly. So that's just one way to just go in your secret closet. I would say to go daily at least, and see what he do for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's, I was going to say, I was writing down my notes and everything like that, and I was going to say, just try to test it and see. I don't know if, the word might not line up with that whole testing God thing, so I don't know about that part. But I would just say try, you know what I'm saying? Like, try to actively do this daily and see if there's a difference in your life, and I don't know if that's testing God, so I apologize, Lord. I ain't trying to, be offensive or say nothing against your word and nothing like that. However, I'm just trying to encourage you to do this daily, friends. That's my point of me sharing that. Try your best to do this at least daily, if not multiple times throughout the day. Okay, so let me keep going. Let me see, what we got here? Nope, we said that already. Oh, well, it's time to get into some of my personals. Okay, friends. Well, I want to share with you all my favorite verse. And it's going to be interesting because, even with all this being said, I think this verse puts things into perspective for me. So that's probably why it's my favorite. And it is Hebrews 10:36. It says, for ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of God, ye might receive the promise. Now, for whatever reason, every time I read that, the word might stood out to me the most. And I think that's what made it my favorite, because it just put things in perspective of like, okay, yeah, do the will of God, exercise patience, and you might get some of those things you want. Now, I'm not saying you are now. There's a lot of promises, as we read in previously, that God says he will. However, put things in perspective. If it ain't God's will, okay. Like, for example, if you try to put God first, but then you pray for stuff that ain't really his will, then, you might not receive that. So it's like, I don't know. For me, that's just my favorite verse, because it puts things in perspective of like, at the end of the day, it's still going to be God's will. So, you might receive the promise. That's just me, friends. I don't know. I enjoy that verse. But anywho, so here are some things I've noticed and learned as I've actively put this into my life. One thing I've learned is that I've seen a lot of my desires and prayers fulfilled. A lot of those things I was praying for and desiring and wanting, I have, so I do believe that God will give you the desires of his heart. Of your heart. He will give you the desires of your heart, by trusting and following him. So yeah, you might end up with a whole lot of what you wanted, right? However, I also noticed that, times where I might not have received what I wanted, my perspective changed about it. Long story short, like I said a minute ago, if you make your wills his wills, or, his will, your will, at the end of the day, there's going to be some things that change in your life, and there's going to be some things that you may have wanted that may not be good for you. So at the end of the day, you got to just trust that he has it all in control and that he knows what's best. And so because of that, it's like, eventually, by putting him first, my things I wanted that I didn't necessarily quote unquote get, my perspective changed about it. I don't necessarily need it or want it anymore. So that's one thing I noticed by activating this. Also, I noticed my personal and spiritual growth. I would say that I had a stronger desire to, get in God's presence daily, to hear from him. I've noticed, a boldness in myself to be able to share. There's just things personally and spiritually that I've just growing as an individual by putting God first. So that's that. What else have I seen? I see the effects that my obedience of putting God first, I see the effect that it has on others. Again, like I feel like everything that we go through and the things that, everything that we go through is pretty much not even just necessarily for you. I feel like it's for the other people that you come in counsel with. You don't know who you are blessing just by being you. You know what I'm saying? So, there's this quote that I would share on my page every now and then, and I can't remember it fully, but I'm kind of reminded of it right now, and it's something along the lines of, there's someone out there waiting for you to be or to fulfill your purpose. Oh, I wish I had it right now. I apologize. But something along the lines of like waiting for you to be who you're meant to be. Like they're waiting for you. Man, I apologize about that. But yeah, put God first, friends. That's all I'm saying. Apologize. But anywho, so let's get into the Bible verse of today. The Bible verse of today is Acts 4:12. It says, "Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among me whereby we must be saved." We will let that marinate, friends. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Go forth, put God first, and see what he does in your life. All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.